Welcome back to LTV News. It's the day after the Super Bowl, and what an amazing game it was. We're proud to be broadcasting from LaSalle University, right in the backyard of Philadelphia. From our LaSalle community to yours, no matter what the outcome of yesterday's game was, it's always go Birds. Stay tuned for the latest updates and stories happening on and off campus.
And for all the latest updates beyond campus, we've got some Philly-centric stories coming your way. We'll also bring you many updates from across the globe, including a story from Geldsdale, England's largest bird sanctuary, which just grew by 30%. Stay with us for more stories that matter to our community and beyond.
Welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney to Philadelphia and beyond. My name is Mike Gedraitis, and I'm excited to be back for another episode of LaSalle TV News as your co-host. It's exciting to report all the latest from LaSalle, Philly, and the world. I came up to dive into these stories and updates that we have lined up for you.
And I'm Matthew Bera, your other co-host, and you're watching LTV News, LaSalle TV's go-to source for all things LaSalle, Philadelphia, and the world. We've got a lot to cover in the next half hour, so stick around for some fun and interesting stories you won't want to miss. Let's jump right in.
LaSalle University recently hosted the launch of A Charism Ever New, a book by Brother Robert Sheeler, chronologizing his 3-decade journey of leadership and transformation within the Institute of the Christian Brothers of Christian Brothers Schools. Brother Bob, a Philadelphia native and former Superior General, reflects on the evolution of LaSallian education and the renewal of its mission. The book offers a rare insider's perspective of 5 general chapters: the global meetings that shaped the Institute's future. The event, held on February 5th, brought together family, friends, Christian brothers, and even some members of LaSalle's women's basketball team, where Brother Bob is a proud supporter. Highlighting both history and personal insight, the book captures the essence of LaSallian values while looking towards the future. A Charism Ever New is available now on Amazon for those looking to dive into the fascinating journey of faith, leadership, and service.
LaSalle University is celebrating Billy Watts, class of 1994, as the first member of the LaSalle Baseball Advisory Board to be highlighted. Now the Senior Vice President of North America at General Mills, Watts credits LaSalle for shaping his leadership and values. As a former D1 baseball player, co-op intern, and resident assistant, he says his time at LaSalle provided a well-rounded experience that prepared him for success. His best memories? The friendships and experiences he gained while traveling and competing. Now, he's giving back, inspired by Athletic Director Ash Puri's vision to strengthen the baseball program. With strong fundraising efforts already underway, Watts is committed to ensuring future student athletes enjoy the same incredible experience that he did.
Gwen O'Good, class of 2027, is excelling both on and off the track. A standout on LaSalle's women's cross-country team, Good was named Most Outstanding Atlantic 10 Performer after winning the A10 Conference Championships with an excelling time in the 6K. Originally from Barry, Wales, she has 4 Welsh individual titles under her belt. Good credits her success to the supportive LaSalle community, from her coaches to her peers. As a communication studies major and co-host of Sportsline on LaSalle TV, she's preparing for a future beyond running while excelling at her studies.
LaSalle University is celebrating Black History Month with a series of events honoring the contributions and achievements of African Americans. The theme for this year is African Americans and Labor, which explores the profound impact of work across various sectors. Events include an art exhibit featuring African American artists in the LaSalle Art Museum on February 3rd, a screening of the movie Origin on February 13th, and a performance by Step Africa on February 21st. Additional student-led activities include a paint and sip, family feud night, and an Afrocentric fashion show. Join the campus community in honoring Black history throughout the month.
We'll be right back after this break, But before we go, let's take a quick dive into the Department of Government Efficiency. Matthew Bera, class of 2028, explores how Elon Musk's tech-driven initiative is reshaping the federal government by cutting costs, canceling contracts, and even shutting down USAID. It is a revolution or a takeover. Stick around to find out.
Alrighty, well, the Department of Government Efficiency making some big strides over these past few weeks, focusing on cutting costs, streamlining federal operations. While DOGE was initially planned to be a department that was focused on countering sort of what Vivek Ramaswamy referred to as the administrative state, these being the vast amounts of unelected bureaucrats in the executive branch who Vivek argues have more power than they should, the agency has since evolved. With Vivek now likely planning a run for governor of Ohio, Elon Musk is effectively the head honcho now. And as a result, DOGE has become more technologically based, with a focus on making the government more efficient. This is clear as many of the people working in DOGE are engineers and tech-savvy people that were handpicked by Elon Musk. Now, among some of the actions taken by DOGE include the cancellation of government contracts deemed unnecessarily, particularly relating to diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. On January 29th, DOGE reported that it canceled 85 DEIA-related contracts across more than a dozen federal agencies, saving approximately $1 billion. Additional contract cancellations included 36 contracts across 6 agencies on Monday, February 3rd, saving $165 million, and 12 contracts within the Government Services Administration and the Department of Education on Tuesday, saving $30 million. Overall, DOGE claims that the program collectively saves the federal government approximately $1 billion per day, in alignment with recent executive orders. With that said, not everyone has taken a liking to DOGE. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said that, quote, "Before our very eyes, an unelected shadow government is conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government." Now, this has been the main point of attack against DOGE. Basically that Elon Musk isn't a federal employee, he wasn't elected by anyone, he doesn't have the power to do these things. Many also question just how much power DOGE has. DOGE has faced criticism over its access to federal systems, including the Treasury Department's payment system. However, a Treasury official told lawmakers in a letter to Congress that DOGE has only read-only access to the payment system, so they don't actually have any power over it. Regardless of what people think, DOGE still does continue to make big actions. One of the more controversial moves was DOGE's recent action to shut down the U.S. Agency for International Development, that being USAID. DOGE claimed that USAID has been funneling millions of taxpayer dollars into Politico, a news organization, effectively using taxpayer dollars to subsidize ads, along with sending money to foreign groups that they claim are not in the interest of the United States. As a result, hundreds of U.S. aid workers were put on leave, causing a lot of protests against the move. Thousands were outside protesting. Now, DOGE is a unique program in the government, and with a deadline to expire on July 4th, 2026, it certainly is making moves and working fast. We'll see what happens.
What makes essential workers essential?
We keep where you work and live clean and safe.
We harvest fresh produce for your families to eat.
We help you heal when you're sick.
Essential workers help our nation run. You're in every corner of our country and come from all over the globe. I'm Marty Walsh. The Wage and Hour Division at the Department of Labor helps ensure you receive the essential protections you deserve. Visit our website or call 866-4US-WAGE.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Labor.
Welcome back to LTV News. LaSalle University is celebrating the 300th anniversary of official recognition of the Brothers of the Christian Schools. On January 26, 2025, the anniversary will honor the brothers' recognition by Pope Benedict XIII in 1725. Founded by St. John Baptiste de LaSalle in 1680, the brothers were dedicated to Christian education of poor children. The official recognition in 1725 allowed the brothers to include traditional vows such as poverty, chastity, and obedience. The anniversary serves as a reminder of the brothers' enduring commitment to education, social justice, and their ongoing mission to serve communities worldwide.
Well, some very sad news. The recent plane crash in northeast Philadelphia involving a transport jet injured 24 people and killed 7. 10-year-old Trey Howard, who was seriously injured by flying debris, underwent emergency brain surgery but survived. Despite the grim prognosis, Trey is now awake and recovering. His father, Andre, shared that they bravely protected his younger sister during the crash, asking in the hospital, quote, "Daddy, did I save my sister?" Trey's selflessness and resilience have deeply moved his family. The community has supported his recovery, including a visit from his favorite NBA player, Tyrese Maxey. Trey continues healing at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
Saquon Barkley was named the AP NFL Offensive Player of the Year after a record-breaking season with the Philadelphia Eagles. Rushing for 2,005 yards, 8th best in NFL history, Barkley was just 101 yards short of breaking Eric Dickerson's single-season record before sitting out Philadelphia's final regular season game. Despite this, he added 442 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns in the playoffs. Barkley needs 30 more yards in the Super Bowl to set the all-time single-season rushing record, including playoffs. Barkley received 35 of 50 first-place votes, with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry earning the others' votes. Jamar Chase finished third. Go Birds.
Well, as Super Bowl 59 came to a close, Philadelphia had prepared thoroughly for the Eagles' face-off against the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, February 9th, 2025. City officials had put in place key measures, including parking restrictions, road closures, and SEPTA detours to manage the large crowds expected to celebrate the game. Mayor Sherrell Parker had urged fans to celebrate responsibly, particularly warning against climbing poles after previous accidents, including a tragic accident following the NFC Championship. Increased police presence and emergency response vehicles were deployed, while fans were reminded to be cautious with alcohol and avoid dangerous behavior. Temporary disruptions in transportation were reported, and fans were encouraged to report any suspicious activity to ensure the safety and enjoyment of everyone during the celebrations. Go Birds.
Candice DeWin, a nail technician from Philadelphia, has gone viral for her creative Eagles nail designs as fans gear up for the Super Bowl. With a lifelong passion for the team, DeWin's Destiny are gaining attention for their intricate Super Bowl-worthy illustrations. In a recent interview, she shared how she enjoys going nuts with her nail art, letting creativity flow with every stroke of polish. Her latest project involved creating a set of custom Eagles nails for a customer, adding her artistic touch without restrictions. DeWin's work reflects the city's deep pride in the Eagles, showcasing the team's spirit down to the smallest details. Fans across Philadelphia are now sporting their Eagles pride, even on their nails, in anticipation of the big game.
Well, the SS United States, the historic ocean liner, will not depart Philadelphia on February 8th as planned, marking another delay in its saga. After being evicted from its longtime berth at Pier 82 in Philadelphia last year following a court battle, the ship was sold to Okaloosa County, Florida, where officials plan to sink it to create the world's largest artificial reef. Although initially scheduled to begin its journey to Alabama on Saturday, the U.S. Coast Guard issued a halt due to additional details needed to prepare for the proper towing process. The latest cancellation was announced on February 6th, with no new departure date confirmed. Okaloosa County spokesman Nick Tomasek expressed appreciation for the patience of those affected by the delay.
A cat in the neighborhood has found a clever way to travel upstairs in style. thanks to its innovative owner. In a heartwarming video, the cat waits outside for its unique mode of transport, a basket attached to a rope lowered from the second floor. Though the furry friend initially misses the basket, it lands safely and is brought inside. This creative solution helps the cat avoid the usual meowing to be let in, offering a smooth and efficient way to travel between floors. It's a simple yet charming example of how pet owners can make life a little easier for their animals, bringing a smile to anyone who watches the video.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Well, I'm looking good. Thank you. Just became a Real ID. What's the plan? Impromptu road trip? Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit the family in California and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans. You really can just do all that. Sure, I'm a Real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly. Nice. Enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/RealID or your local DMV.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
80% of Americans accused of a crime will get appointed a public defender.
We're the front line of defending people's constitutional rights.
For every dollar we spend on public defenders, we spend $3 on prosecutors.
The entire apparatus of the state is behind the prosecution.
Gideon's Promise trains, mentors, and supports public defenders.
It's changed the face of public defense.
It gives me that sense of I'm not doing this by myself.
It's fueled me to continue on in this fight.
Welcome back to LTV News. After a devastating wildfire in California last month, Tony Nesburn, a resident of Pacific Palisades, faced the anxiety of checking the damage to his home, which held cherished memories of his late wife, Christina Kenny. His heart sank at the thought of losing her belongings. However, upon returning home on January 24th, he discovered a heartfelt letter from 4 El Segundo firefighters who had bravely saved his house from the fire. The firefighters explained how they stopped the blaze from reaching Tony's home and shared their sense of calm when they gazed at the ocean from his deck. They had left a pink ribbon to signify the house had been saved. The family later met the heroes in person at a ceremony, grateful for the miracle of preservation, and felt comforted by the belief that Christina's spirit had guided them.
In a remarkable rescue near Pench National Park, a tigress and a boar, once caught in a deadly chase, fell into a well together. The villagers quickly alerted park authorities, and rescuers lowered a platform and cage to lift them out. In an unusual twist, the tigress, despite its hunting instinct, refrained from attacking the boar, and the two animals sat side by side on the platform. After the rescue, both were released back into the wild, with the tiger likely giving the boar a head start. The unlikely truce between predator and prey has captivated onlookers and wildlife experts alike.
David Fisher, a world record jump roper known for his speed and agility, became a real-life hero when he saved a teen from drowning in a frozen pond. In December, Fisher's son heard a woman panicking after his son fell through the ice while trying to rescue their dog. Fisher grabbed his jump ropes and rushed to the scene, Using the ropes as lifelines, he was able to pull the teen from the icy water after a few attempts. Fisher's quick thinking and experience with ropes earned him the Life-Saving Citizen Award from the Westfield mayor, cementing his status as a true hero.
NASA's double asteroid redirection test has shown that humanity is prepared for any asteroid threats. Recently, NASA identified asteroid 2024 YR4 with a small chance of impacting Earth in 2032. Now, while the risk is low, DART has proven that we can deflect potentially hazardous asteroids. By testing the impact of an asteroid called Dimorphos, DART successfully altered its orbit, demonstrating that a small change in speed can divert an asteroid from its path. This success marks a significant achievement for planetary defense, ensuring that Earth's protection is stronger than ever.
A rare 13th century fresco uncovered in Ferrara, Italy, reveals a unique medieval Christian practice, the use of an Islamic tent to conceal the church's high altar. Painted in the Church of San Antonio, the fresco depicts a blue and golden drapery canopy with Islamic-style motifs, including 8 pointed stars and pseudo-Arabic inscriptions. The tent is believed to have been of a diplomatic gift of war or trophy from the Islamic world. This discovery sheds light on the cultural exchange between Christians and Muslims during the medieval period, showcasing the influence of Islamic art on Christian practices. The fresco is considered the only surviving depiction of such an Islamic tent, offering invaluable insight to historical interfaith interactions and the admiration Christians had for the Islamic textiles and craftsmanship.
In Fort Worth, Texas, a father was moved to tears when a stranger paid for his family's $85 breakfast and left a heartfelt note praising his role as a dad. Dr. J. Max Slaughter, an emergency room physician, was enjoying a quiet morning with his wife and 3 children at Mimi's Cafe when the waitress informed him their bill had been settled. On the receipt, a message read, quote, "Thank you for being a great dad," with an additional note on the back from a retired Army medic, quote, "Thank you for being the dad they need you to be, regardless of who's watching." The simple yet profound act of kindness left Slaughter deeply touched, restoring his faith in humanity amidst his often difficult work in the ER.
England's largest bird sanctuary, Geltsdale Reserve in Cumbria, is set to grow by 30% thanks to a recent land acquisition. Spanning more than 13,000 acres, the reserve is a crucial habitat for various bird species, including the rare hen harrier. The Royal Society for the Protection of Birds operates the reserve, which is also a UNESCO geopark. The expansion is expected to increase species abundance and create a model for rewilding and bird conservation. Geltsdale's unique mix of moorland, meadows, and woodland supports diverse wildlife, and the RSPB is incorporating innovative technologies to manage conservation challenges, such as GPS-monitored fencing to keep livestock from disrupting vulnerable bird populations. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of LTV News. I'm Mike Gedraitis, and thank you for kicking off the year with us. We appreciate you staying tuned with us, and go Birds.
And that's all for today's episode of LTV News. I'm Matthew Bera, and I'm glad you could join us. Be sure to catch us next time for more important stories from our campus, community, and city. Until then, stay safe and go Birds.